Well, I'm out here gonna give you an idea of what's been going on. Haven't made a video in a couple weeks, so I'm kind of gonna do that today and also start cleaning up. But like what I have going on here right now is I hauled a couple loads of gravel and sand up in there and I scattered it, but I still got to come back here and do this behind me all through here and make it to where it doesn't flood like this. But I cleaned this out of all the brush and all. I have to pick it up and move it, but I hope you've been having better luck than I have. What's been going on with me is it's rainy here. This stuff I put down is still wet because it rained yesterday. I still have a bunch of stuff here I have to pick up, but why I'm saying I hope you have better luck than what I've had is my old Dodge here decided to blow out 2 brake lines, so I had to repair them, and then noticed the fuel filter leaking, so I took it off, put it back on, and I couldn't get it started. Couldn't figure out what it was. Well, long story short, the shutoff solenoid wire had come off, and I was able to, when I noticed that, put it on, because it would not start. Put it on and started right up. So it's going. I'm going to get, I went out yesterday, did some burning. I've got to go because I've got a bunch of debris in my burn pile. So I'm going to take and separate it and get the dirt out so I can spread the dirt and burn the debris, because it's just so much of it that I'm going to go over and show you what I did. I leveled this stuff out, but I need to haul more stuff in, level dirt, move stuff, and that's where we're pretty much at today. Oh yeah, when my truck quit, my phone quit, so I had to get a new phone. Pain in the butt setting the damn thing back up. Took me half a day to get everything logged back in that I could. So right now we're going to get on the excavator, go around and start doing some cleanup that I need to do so I can use my tractor. I used my tractor yesterday. I did this the day before. I need some more in here to where I'm going to dump and make it to where it's easier. Like I said, I need to be able to like, I got a cab. I was hoping to take the money and buy new doors, old doors to put on here because it needs it, and I need to get the floor cut out. But what I forgot to tell you is this is a 93 Dodge, and I changed it over to electric fuel pump. So because the fuel pump housing broke, I had to get another one. And every big truck I've ever worked on when I was working, electric fuel pump didn't have no problem starting. I didn't know nothing about that shutoff switch. Well, now I do. It started right up when I got to it. So let's get the camera set up and get all this stuff situated, and I'm going to set you up, and I may put you on a tripod. Got it on the back of my excavator so I can take it, but I just may put it on and just kind of point out what's going on as I'm going over there. instead of on my stick here. But so let me know how things have been going. If you have any questions, all you have to do is ask. I'll try to answer. But just like everything else, living one day at a time. So I'm going to go over and show you kind of what I cleaned up yesterday. I'll cut the engine down to where you can hear me, and then I've got to move some rocks because the drainage over there has never been drained. It always stood. Well, it's draining now, but I'm going to put I want to line it with rocks and fix it to where I don't have to worry about that. And then where it goes down to my pond, hopefully one day I'll get back to my pond. So let's put you up. I'm gonna put you up here. Put all my stuff where it's out of the way, where I don't have to worry about it. I had to drill a hole in my cup holder because it retained water. So well, we're going to see how this works. Had somebody come up, so fixing to take off and see what we can do. Get rocks in the tracks and got to get it out. So. The only bad part about this I'll go up here and turn around so you can kind of get an idea. What I have here is I've got two of these snow blades or whatever. Wanted to see what y'all think. I was thinking about trying to equip one of them to this so I could take off and on and make it to where I could use it on this. Bought them both from a scrap yard, so it makes it to where they're 5-foot blades. They're supposedly snow blades or something, but I figured make one for my skid steer and one for this, because that way I could use it to push, and like with this, it'd make it easier to push stuff, or make it also to where a counterweight so I could put it on the back with the blade to be able to have extra weight for lifting. What do you think? I actually got them fairly cheap, so I'm trying to hook this up so I can see what I'm doing with the camera. I mean, you can see that there. So I'm going to get off my phone now since it's working. Seeing how everything's working. I'm trying to charge the battery, the other, keep a battery charged. It's a pain in the butt because not everything is charging in here. Don't ask me why, but the whole thing is, what do you think about the blades? Tell me If you all think it's a good idea to make one for the skid steer stand behind, because then I can push a lot of dirt out of the way and leveling. That's where I'm having the problem now. So since I know how my camera view is, I'm going to put the phone up, and then I'm going to go to my next deal. Alright, so yeah, let me know what you think about the blade. I'm going to make one for the skid steer, make it easier to load, and then use it for leveling the ground, and I think it would work out pretty good. So now we're going to go over and see what I've been doing over here at the other area. Here's where we're at now. I'll have to start it, but this creek bank, I got all these big chunks, and I'm wanting to line the drainage. I can't go straight because let me turn this in. I can't go straight because of the big cottonwood tree. The roots are way too, and I still got to take out the bank, and I want to bevel it, and I want to put a bunch of rocks all down through this and make it to where it drains off every year, and make it to where it goes all the way down. I still got over in this other area places that I need to level. So what I'm going to do today is kind of come in here, take the chunks, big rock, concrete, set them out of the way so I can start leveling it, and then mowing. That's what I did over here. They had dug a gas line and made it soft, and there used to be a fence row through here, and it's always a mess. So I'm going to start, and then once I get the rock, get this kind of leveled out, I will start taking the bank and stacking rocks, how I need to stack them. These, I say rocks, but it's concrete chunks, to where this is all lined going out for the drainage, so it's that way. Take out all these other little trees, all this bush, and to where it's easier to maintain. Over here on my side, the other side, I've got places where I've never been able to mow, and I can mow now, but I still got trees I got to take out. So we're going to clean up here and then go back to the burn and start separating the trash from the dirt, because the dirt I'm going to bring back up in here and put it in the holes that I have to level them out. I finally took out these spots where I had stacked up all year, where I started working before. So I'm trying to get my brother to quit mowing as much. So we're going to, I'll probably speed this up at some point. So instead of watching 2 hours of slow motion, it'll be like 30 minutes or an hour of through this. But pretty much right now, get these chunks out of the way, kind of take these down, pile it up to where I can take it somewhere and burn it, and get this area done today. Go there, and I have down there where I started piling up, it's the same thing. I got a lot of dirt in it, and I need to go through and take the chunks out, debris out, and then level the dirt. So let's get started and have some fun. I want to answer a question. I had a person email or send me a message, would you this be comparable to a U17 Kubota? And I'm going to say no. I don't know that much about it. I have to check in on the specs. But the reason no is on the U55, and I don't remember what the other number was, 40 something machine that I got to use, it idled up and down. This machine doesn't. So when you're just sitting there, it idles down, which would be nice, because then you can set the idle speed to what you want, and if you need, it can idle up or down. This one is, I have to do all the adjustments, so it's all manual. There's one big difference there, where the controls are more, I don't know how to say, but it's just, you got to remember, this is a $10,000, anywhere from $6,000 to $10,000 machine, and you're talking a $30,000, $40,000 machine, so you're going to have all the bells and whistles. It depends what you want. I'm perfectly content with this because I ain't got that kind of money. So this does my needs. So basically, when you do something, you need to buy the machine that's for your needs, what you're using it for. I don't use one every day, so it's not like I need it for that. Would I love to have one? Yes. But you look at, like I said, this is a $10,000 or less machine. Yes, I paid less than $10,000. But it all depends where you get it. If you're buying this thing with a warranty from somebody that's going to stand behind the warranty, you're probably talking $16,000. It is the machine that it is. It's not nothing big and fancy. I'm running it at half idle. It does what I need. That's where I'm going to leave it. So I'm going to get back here and clean this up as much as possible. and keep going. I got, like I said, trees and everything else to take out, but I'm taking these chunks out right now. This is about half idle. And no, I would not want to pick these chunks up. They are not as small as what you think. But just like this drainage here, I'm going to clean it up with what I can. Something about the more expensive machines have the two-speed motor to work. This is only one. Two-speed would be nice to go from here to there at double the speed. Well, I'm gonna do a little more cleaning up, try to get that stuff over there, but you can see what I'm doing here. gonna have to see how well this works. For some reason the camera went dead, but you can see what I'm doing, and I'm just trying to get the trash, all the shrub and stuff out of here. idea of what I've done here. You can look out here and see. Now I'm going to come in with the blade. Now I'm going to come in with the blade. I've got a trench. I may have to dig it a little deeper to put the rock in the bottom. And I'm going to lay it all the way down. Not very wide down there, but I am going to do it up here and make the grass where it's not grass over to the side and have my drainage, but I'm going to have to clean up this one